Everything starts with the internal battle. You speak to yourself constantly. A lot of things that you may be telling yourself will translate outwardly in how you do certain things and why you move a certain way.
That internal dialogue right there.
It takes a lot of discipline to get anywhere. But other communities and other cultures, I hate to even say it, but they look down on the black communities a lot. Every other culture has taken so much from black culture. That's no lie when it comes to fashion, when it comes to food, when it comes to lights. There's so many benefits and so many things that our culture has contributed to American society.
To the world?
The world, yeah. I hate the fact that it's looked down upon a lot of times.
Why do you think they look down on us?
That's
Fully connected. Hey, real quick, guys, before we get started with the episode, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video. I realize the majority of people who watch this podcast haven't yet subscribed to the podcast. So take that time right now to hit that subscribe button and to smash that like button. I really appreciate the support. Now let's get back to the episode. Yeah. Welcome back to the Fully Connected Podcast, your go-to destination for inspirational conversations to help you become your greatest version. I am your host, Chris Jones, licensed therapist and owner of Fully Connected Counseling. Today we got another special guest. He is a former professional football player, right? Back in 2004, he was signed by the Green Bay Packers. He played professionally for Europe and in Canada overseas, right? In college, he had an outstanding career as a wide receiver at Northwestern Oklahoma State University, where he won All-American honors in 2003, right? He's also the founder of OGMB, right? OGMB, which is a company that pretty much markets music, film, fashion, and lifestyle. He's a father, he's a husband, and he has a basket of knowledge that he's willing to share with us today on the podcast. So, without further ado, please welcome Sam Breeden. How you doing, man?
a dope intro, man. Dope intro. You did your research, though.
Man, did my research, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. So, what's it like, man? Like, I remember when Big Sam told me that you're 45. I still am in denial about that.
I'm not. Trust me. I feel every bit of that.
Man.
That 45 years on this earth, man.
What does it feel like to be 45?
It's a lot. I mean, that's a broad question.
Yeah.
But it's to be 45 here in America right now and everything that's going on. I mean, I can imagine. You know, I'm not sure how old you are, but
32.
32. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
you've possibly going through a lot of the same things I am.
Yeah.
You know, just being here in the same space, but seen a lot, been a lot of places, man. I've learned a lot, failed a lot, I won a lot. So I think that's life, man. It's balance. So.
Definitely, man. What are some of the things you feel like you want at?
Things I want at, I mean, fatherhood, marriage. Like, I've failed at that at times, but I think we on the winning track. You know, just like anything in life, it's up and down.
Definitely. Shouts out to Trina.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shouts out to her.
Definitely, man. How long y'all been married now? Is it over a decade now, right?
Man, it's my daughter, my youngest, she's 14. So this is how I always remember.
Okay.
She's 14, so we've been married 14 years. My oldest daughter, she's 24, so
24.
We've been together 23, going on 24 years.
Oh, wow. You guys been together going on 24 years, married for 14 years. Definitely. So was that hard for that 10-year gap when she was like, where the ring at?
No, she wasn't. She definitely wasn't one of those types. One thing I do believe that helped us is we lived together before we even thought about, the process of being married. So I think that was huge for us, and we learned a lot about each other.
What's your thoughts about that? Because I know I was engaged previously before, and I remember I got a lot of backlash. People say, yeah, you don't want to live together, and that's why it didn't work out because y'all were living together. But what's your thoughts about that? Like, I always thought it would be helpful to live with the person before, to live with the woman, right? Before you marry them. But
I think it's needed in every relationship. I mean, you really get to know a person once you share intimate space with. And there's things you may not like. There's things you may fall in love with. But
Absolutely.
You definitely get to know that person a whole lot better. So I would always recommend it, of course.
Absolutely, definitely, man. So I remember when we did the podcast at the Midwest Blends there with Big Sam for his Thinking Out Loud podcast, you said something that really stuck out to me, and I was like, man, I got to get Sam on the show. And it was about the measuring stick, you know, and he used the analogy about like being in the NFL, like they measure everything. You know, maybe you could tell us like what's that like, because it seems like it could be very stressful.
Well, it can be very stressful, extremely stressful for not just an athlete, but a black man in general. When I say the measuring stick, I was using the analogy when it came to the NFL as far as, you know, your height, weight, your speed, everything is measured. You know, it's based on time, you know, how fast you can get here to there, how far you can throw, how good you come in and out of your routes, how it's the full measurement of a person. And I use that analogy, but you can also use that analogy in a lot of other areas. There may be somewhat negative depending on the person that you're speaking about. That measuring stick in the NFL is 6'4", 240, and can run a 4.3. That's looked upon as high on the measuring stick, as something that's glorified. Just having those measurements that, you know, something that's God given. But on the scope of, let's say, a call comes in to 911, and the person says, "Hey, there's a black male, 6'4", 250 pounds."
Wow.
That is now measured as a major threat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at one level is glorified, and then on another level is looked at as, oh, that person is a threat in this situation. So when you ask me how does it feel, how does it feel? It that part can be very stressful to a lot of men. Man. So
why do you think that's a threat?
I'm not quite sure why it's a threat. I couldn't give you that answer. Society looks at it as a threat. Just being a person of taller stature, of taller weight. For example, a woman walking somewhere, dark area, she sees this tall figure coming towards her, and not to say that she may think anything or anything that, but just that whole stance of him being that tall figure is looked at as a threat. Because of the stature and because of the person may have a certain demeanor, may have a hoodie on. Don't let a hoodie come into play. Then that's
911 dialed immediately.
Right, but it could definitely be looked at as this person looks like he may do some harm.
Have you had any experiences that kind of shaped you to have, these ideologies and thoughts?
Oh, yes. I've had a lot of experiences that have shaped who I've become 45 years later. So that's part of life as well. As far as sharing any experiences, I haven't had the experience of. I've been profiled before. I can't say that. I was actually here in Kansas, and unbeknownst to me, I found out I was profiled. But hindsight is 20/20. Going back and looking at it and to see the things that transpired. Okay, this individual was profiling me based off my skin color and my height, and that thing. So,
have you ever read the ISIS papers?
No.
The ISIS papers. I'm gonna mess up her name, but it's a black doctor. She passed away actually a few years ago, I think, or maybe more than that. But she came up with the concept of just like at the core of white supremacy is the thought of realizing that they're genetically recessive, and then that people of darker skin like you and I, our genes are more dominant. So for white supremacy or even people of the paler skin complexion to survive as a race, they have to build systems to keep melanated people away, or else they'll look like Steph Curry. And so
that's deep.
That's like kind of like from what she was saying in the ISIS papers, like possibly like the core of white supremacy. Like the average white person is not probably thinking about that. Maybe they might.
Right, correct.
But like at the core of it, it's just like we have to go out to the suburbs. If we integrate and we get too close to these black and brown folk, man, like we're all gonna be J. Cole and Drake and Obama.
That's interesting. You even said that. It's very true. You know, it's actually a thing. I never heard it. I never heard what you were speaking of. I never heard that, but I've heard of. Well, I actually saw
Dr. Francis, I believe that's her name. Dr. Francis Westling.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen from my own eyes. A lobbyist in Louisiana, and he was speaking to a gentleman on a podcast such as this, and he basically was talking about the election. I think this was the first time Trump may have been running, but he didn't like Trump, and it was a white gentleman. He didn't, he didn't even want to vote for Trump, but his reasoning for voting for Trump was verbatim, well, not verbatim, but he said that Trump was the thing that would slow down the decrease of the decline of the white race.
Yeah, man.
And that was just so profound to me that, for someone to think that way and, to make a major decision based on something that's just so much out of their control, and they want so much control. It was just mind blowing to me that.
Yeah.
And this was maybe like I said, this was the past 10 years, so it's still going on now.
Yeah, man.
That type of thinking.
Yeah, because I think for black folks, we did the same.
Yeah.
When you ask somebody, like you ask somebody like a grandpa. I remember I was dating somebody who was white, and I asked her dad, "Would you be upset? Do you want your grandkids to look like you?"
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard question for him to answer. But really, in my belief, I feel like most people want their grandkids to look kind of like them.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't care. But if you had a preference, you'd be like, hey, I want my grandkids to look like me. Because I want to prolong my identity, my ego, my legacy. Yeah. Just like you want your grandkids to be successful, just like how you might be.
Mm-hmm.
And so, humans, we're tribal species. That's just in our nature. We've always been a part of a tribe.
Yeah.
Until, and now that's what I see, like the far right, far left. That's just a new tribe, man.
Yeah.
Just a new tribe.
You can look at it on both sides. You definitely can do that, especially with our older generations. They were taught, it was a different world when they came into the world. And
definitely.
We have access to so many things now that they could never even think about having access to.
Sure.
So it allows us to open up our minds a little bit more and to see the world and see life a little differently. So
definitely, man. So cause you said 45, and I'm here trying to do the math in my head. I'm going to try to guess. It was like 1970.
79.
79. Okay, yeah. 1979.
Greatest year ever.
Hey, why you say that?
I was
As
born.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, of course.
That's me. So yeah.
Greatest year ever, man. So, when you were like, your son's age, right? When you're young in high school, like, did you know that you would eventually make it to the NFL? Like, was that something you always kind of, knew like you were gonna make it professionally, football player? I
will be honest with you. If I didn't tell you the truth, bro, that was something I always wanted to do as a little kid. I can't remember a day I didn't want that. I grew up a basketball. I didn't start playing football until I wanted to play football, but I didn't start playing football until my freshman year in high school. I always wanted to play, but just never. I was a hooper. Like I grew up playing basketball. Like that was the first thing my dad put in my hand was a baseball and a basketball. So. I grew up wanting to do that, and football. Football came along, and I gradually didn't. I didn't start out as a player. I ended up being. Yeah. So it was one of them type. On the basketball court, it was like clockwork, like riding a bike. But at that time, football was something new to me. But I always had these dreams of being a professional athlete. like always, whether it be basketball, football. That's all I want to do. So yeah. I knew it was gonna be something around that area.
Man. So if you could tell everybody, and maybe even inform me exactly, like what exactly happened. You know, you got signed 2004 to the Packers, but you weren't able to even play like a season game. So I don't know if there was like an injury or it was like politics, or like what happened, but just really
mainly politics.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was just one of them situation numbers.
Yeah,
just one of them situation numbers. I came in as an undrafted rookie that year, so. And at that time, they had a hell of a receiver group.
Yeah, who was the quarterback
Donald Driver.
at that time?
Man, look, Brett Favre was the first person I met when I actually got there.
Wow.
He was the first person I actually met. But Donald Driver was there, Robert Ferguson, Antonio Chapman. I forget my guy's name. He played at Florida State. Bubba Franks, he was the tight end. But they had a flood of receivers, man. So it was one of them numbers things, man. Unless you make undrafted guys that do make teams, is a lot of times is, you know, they come in and they just is no doubt that they're going to make this football team. It's a lot of politics. Numbers, when I say politics, a lot of numbers. Numbers and money are the two biggest things in the NFL. So
maybe even in just not the NFL, but just in other areas.
Sports in general. Yeah, sports in general. Like you got to fit those two categories to make sense. You can be the greatest player in the world, but unless your talent is seen and you know, and you fit those two too. But
would you say there's other industries like that too, like music, even politics?
Everything, music, politics, definitely politics. But music, of course, music game is a
business.
It's very difficult. You know, it's a lot of sharks, a lot of crabs.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So you got to play with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
What was that like, getting to meet him and play with him?
To be honest, it was surreal at first. Like I said, he was the first person I met first teammate that I met when I got there. And at that time, man, I was playing with him on Tecmo Bowl. So, you know what I mean? So to meet this guy that, you know, Tecmo Bowl was a thing for us. Like, we thought that was the greatest thing in the world with the graphics and all.
Man, what system was that on?
That was on Nintendo. No, Sega. It was Sega
Genesis?
Nintendo. It might have been Sega Genesis.
I think it was Sega, right?
Oh, yeah. Everybody remember that.
Oh, man. It was classic.
You that old?
32.
32? Yeah. You
I
had a
remember
Sega?
Yeah, I had a Sega.
Oh, okay, cool.
It wasn't mine, though. It was the neighbors.
That was old
We
school.
was bad, man. We would take people's systems. And I was curious, though, too, like, you know, when it comes to like being married, right? There's a lot of questions because obviously one day I want to be married. But the first question I have, you know, even though me as a therapist, but like I would love to get the perspective of what is it like being married to a therapist? You know, is it like in the beginning, was it like kind of, I don't know, kind of like, man, because I know even when I would date, people kind of get hesitant and stuff like that. But like, what's it like being married?
Well, first it'll be different for you because if your friend, I'm not sure what she does professionally.
Yeah.
But is she a therapist?
No, she's not a therapist.
See, that's what I mean. Like you when you came into the relationship, you were a therapist.
Right. That's true.
I was with her before she became a therapist.
Oh,
so it's a
right,
little different when it comes to me. But as far as being married to a therapist, she is herself.
Yeah,
extremely herself.
Authentic.
Yeah, she's very authentic. So I don't even know if I can answer that question.
Yeah,
you know, because I was with her throughout the whole process. I saw her become what she is now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know what I mean? So if it was, you know, we met, she was a therapist. I probably had a different way of saying it.
For sure, that makes sense, man. I was just curious. How did you guys meet?
We met in college.
Okay.
Yeah,
Northwestern?
No, we met at Butler.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, we met at Butler. We actually met before that.
Okay.
And just so happened she came to Butler that next year.
Yeah.
And then we started dating, started talking. So, and it's been ever since.
I think a lot of men, at least the ones that I speak to, have like a false idea of what it is being married or being a man in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, maybe you can even shed light on that, like being married now for over a decade and being 45. Like, what are the qualities like men need to have nowadays to?
Well, I'll say this: you won't be the same person. You shouldn't be the same person in your 20s that you are in your 30s or in your 40s.
Yeah,
that's growth is definitely something that's always needed in communication in any relationship, whether it be business, whether you're married. It's been a journey, man, just up and down. It's just like life, man. It's up and down, and once you make that decision, okay, now you locked in, and you realize you can't run from certain things all the time. Like you have to, because you have another energy to deal with. And when I say another energy, you have to deal with another person, another soul. Whether you have kids or whether you don't have kids, but it's all about communicating and understanding that if both of you guys don't grow separately, then it'll be very hard for you to grow together. And a lot of times, people, you growing over here, you growing over, and that's cool. People can grow in different directions, but it always has to be a centerpiece and a space where, you need each other.
Yeah.
The roots and whatnot. It's similar to a tree.
Yeah.
You got roots to a tree, but a tree can branch off and have certain limbs and grow differently. But if you're not growing, you're dying. So
man, if you're not growing, you're dying.
You're dying, man.
That's
real. Health is wealth, man. If you're not growing,
what
mentally,
are you doing?
Yeah, you are dying inside.
Man. So really, if you're not expanding, you're not.
Definitely, yeah, always.
You're just stagnant, right?
It's a constant. It's a constant expand.
I used that analogy before as well, and did a video about how we should live our life like a tree. It's like grounded in something deeper, bigger, sturdy, firm, but at the same time being flexible. So when the wind comes, you're not all over the place like a tumbleweed.
Right.
And when a storm comes, you're not too rigid, because rigid trees snap.
Right. 100%.
So you gotta be flexible, because rigid trees will just snap.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of men nowadays, like, we don't know, well, maybe not all, but there's some who don't know how to tap into that softness of being a man too. You know what I mean? Because it's not all about being Terminator.
Right.
All day, 24/7.
That's a generational thing.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I would like to get that perspective, because you said 1979. So what do you see like change like throughout the years?
Mainly technology.
Yeah,
that's been the biggest thing. Me and my wife and my kids, we talk about it all the time. Just the advancement from portable CD players to phones with wireless connections and whatnot.
Crazy. So quick.
It's like we got this thing we say our kids will never experience riding with the CD player on a bus and
oh my God, yeah,
and it's skipping. Or you got that cord who got a shortage and you got to wrap it around. They will never experience those type of things.
That's a real thing, man. When you're on that bus and it's
right. You going to school. You coming back from a trip or something, or just riding in the car.
You got to have a good or a Walkman.
Yeah, don't jog with your Walkman. That's the most horrible thing ever.
Man, even like just the cord headphones, I would put the headphones in the shirt.
Yeah.
Especially going running.
Yeah.
I even sometimes would tape it.
Oh man, I never did that.
Wear long sleeves, have it go through this way. That got creative.
And the iPods came out, and that changed
everything.
That changed the music game tremendously when they came out. And
iPod, man.
Yeah.
Because before you had that CD, you could really only fit maybe like 12 songs.
Yeah.
Because songs were actually songs. They're like 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You couldn't just fit.
Like, you had to burn the music. You had a CD burner.
Yep, CD burner, man. Definitely, that was fun, man.
Technology is one thing, and probably another thing too is generational things that I've learned from just families and being associated with other people and seeing how they do things, and different family dynamics that may be cool for this family, but I never saw that in my family. Those type of things. So those were probably the technology and the different dynamics of people with privately, and just the elevation of people, just to see with podcasts.
Having conversations.
Years ago, people don't want to watch people talk to each other.
Right.
But the pandemic comes along, and now this is a thing. Like, this is a real serious thing that people are elevating.
Exactly, because it started off with there was that app on the iPhone, something Club.
Yeah,
it was
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Yeah, that's when
it.
people, I feel like, started talking and wanted to connect, man. But like what you were saying about the family dynamics and the generations, I remember seeing before you post something and talking about how, like, you want your kids not to have the role models be too far away, right? Because growing up, you always had dad there.
Right.
He was a big support for you.
Right.
If you could share kind of like what your father was. I know for me, my dad was there too.
Oh man, my father was the ultimate man's man. Like, anybody that knew him, anybody that knew him, they knew him.
Was he Sam too?
Sam Senior.
Sam.
So for the people back home in North Carolina, they know me as Little Sam. They know me as Little Sam.
Okay,
like, I still have family, North Carolina.
Was it Winston-Salem?
No, I grew up in a town called Hamlet, North Carolina. It's a village, basically, in a county. Everything in North Carolina is divided by counties.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Richmond County. Okay. And it consisted of Rockingham, Hamlet, Ellerby, Hoffman, and there's a few more areas too, but that's mainly what it consisted of, those cities. So you can imagine the high school. It was one high school in one county. Wow. Each county had one high school.
So everybody called you Little Sam.
Yeah. And I'm bigger than him.
Wow.
Well, I was. He passed away about 4 years, about 3.5, 4 years ago.
Yeah, man.
So,
condolences, man.
I appreciate that.
For sure, man. What was it like growing up with him? I mean, like, everything, like, what did he push you to do? I'm guessing probably sports, like you said.
Well, I had no choice, man. My uncles, him, I grew up idolizing them and what they were doing in our communities and through sports and through other things too. My uncle, he actually played with the Bengals for about 10 years. Louis Breeden.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, look, where I'm from, a story could definitely be told of the amount of professional athletes that have come out of there. It's quite a few. I mean, it's too many to name, to be honest with you. And it's still consistently that type of thing. There's a tradition where I come from that, football mainly. Basketball was established last year and a few years before that, but as far as football-wise, you can't talk about the state of North Carolina without talking about Richmond County.
Wow, yeah, man. Wow, that's interesting. So there's a lot of talent out of there.
A lot of talent still coming.
Man.
Yeah, a lot of the talent that I play with, they're back there, still in the community coaching, doing that type of thing, man. It's just one of them Southern football, man.
That's the hospitality. Southern hospitality, Southern mentality, all that, man.
Yeah, it's definitely that.
And the food, too. Can't forget that.
Man, look.
Did y'all have a Piggly Wiggly's?
My man said,
did y'all have Piggly Wiggly's out there?
Yeah, we had.
Yeah, man.
It's still there. What you mean?
They still got it there.
Piggly Wiggly, man. Look, I think it was a few years ago. I was home, man. And I drove by Piggly Wiggly and they had like pork chops. It was like 15 for like $4 or $5. I was like, man, I can't eat that, man. So Piggly Wiggly's still a staple in the South.
Have you ever had sausage pudding?
No, I never had sausage pudding.
When we go, because my grandma, she was from South Carolina, so when we go out there to the Piggly Wigglies, they have something called sausage pudding. It sounds disgusting, but it tastes delicious. It's a breakfast dish.
Okay. Is it coming in a little block?
They wrap it up almost like kind of like
I think we may call it something different. Maybe not sausage pudding. But
yeah, maybe so. Yeah, so it's like you know what I'm talking about. You put it with the grits. You mix with the grits and put the eggs on it, and you're good to go.
Salt and pepper or sugar?
Oh, sugar.
This podcast is officially over. I'm salt and pepper all day, man. That's what.
Ooh, okay. Let's talk about salt and pepper on it.
Salt and pepper on my grits, bro. Man. You bringing up so much stuff right now.
Yeah, let's go to.
Just 2 nights ago, my wife was talking about how mad I got at her. This was years ago, and she put some sugar on my grits, and I didn't know. She said, "You tasted it." I said, "I wasn't that mad." She's like, nah, you was upset.
Okay. So Trina likes the sugar on the grits.
She comes from.
Hey, she knows what's
her
up.
grandmother comes from Alabama.
See, yep.
So she grew up eating sugar on the grits.
Same likewise, man.
Salt and pepper, bro.
Man, honestly, like butter though.
Oh yeah,
I'll take butter over sugar.
You might as well eat cream of wheat, man. You gonna eat grits?
The shrimp and grits, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, definitely shrimp and grits, man. That's a delicacy.
Was grits like? Did we start eating that because of slavery?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure.
You know?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where it came from, but I appreciate it. I appreciate grits is something that I definitely, especially at a buffet. I find me a buffet, any place
get the grits.
that sell breakfast. If they got good grits, I'm there.
How do you determine what makes good grits?
It's a lot, man. It goes into good grits. The texture.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. Texture.
Yeah, the texture is definitely one. And not too creamy, not too clumpy. Like the texture gotta be.
That's real though.
You gotta whip it just right. You gotta whip those grits to perfection, man.
Yeah,
You can't mess up the grits, man. People gonna talk about you.
Man, don't mess up the grits, man. So you giving Trina a hard time if she's making breakfast.
Right, well, with the sugar, definitely, yeah. But
yeah, man.
I don't do the sugar.
Yeah, but hey, especially too, like you want to, keep the, with sugar just in general, man, it's so associated with love, like in our culture, like just in American culture, like when you do good in class, the teacher give you candy.
It make you feel good, bro.
Yeah, your birthday, there's a cupcake and a cake and candy.
Yeah, sugar, and that's the craziest thing about sugar. It makes you feel great, but it's worse than crack. It's worse than any drug that you can possibly think of. What it does to your mind, and your body, it's the absolute worst.
You said sugar is worse than any drug.
Sugar is okay. Try cutting out sugar for about 2 weeks.
Man, I would love to. You gonna challenge me, man?
Well, I mean, just try and
like starches too. Are we talking about carbs? Like turn it to sugar?
Anything
like
that
breads?
Turns into sugar.
Oh.
Everything a lot of the products that we consume, sugar is one of the, and your body breaks down things.
Man,
into
can
sugar.
you be my accountability partner for this? I'm willing to try it 7 days.
Can't be your partner. I got some skills in the car, bro. But I've tried it before, and the things that your mind and your body will go through is like, this is worse than, I never been on any type of drug like that, but
right.
It gotta be.
They did a study, I believe. I forgot who did it, but it said they had rats, they had cocaine, and they had sugar.
Yeah.
And then they did the experiments, right? They're always using rats to experiment on things. And the rats aren't melanated, by the way, too. There's always the white rats. But anyways, they found out
about that.
Yeah, they always use because that more represents them, right? And so then the thing is that they found out anyways that sugar was like 8 times more addictive than cocaine.
Yeah.
The rats, based on the study of the rats, they always pick the sugar over the coke.
Yeah, it's been related to so many things: cancer, AIDS, not AIDS, cancer, wrinkles.
Probably doesn't help though.
Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't help. Just heart disease, like it's been related to so many things, and eventually, your body will start to diminish for trying to break down something,
it's crazy. There's something so good, it's delicious poison.
It's poison, but it's
Isn't that crazy though, man? It's just like, how do we detach from that? Because Christmas, you think of sugar.
Yeah,
even
food,
Thanksgiving, your birthday,
everything,
New Year's, wine.
Yeah.
Weddings, cake.
Every day.
Pancakes right in the morning.
Every single thing we consume, like either it consumes it or your body is going to break it down in some type of way. It's going to turn into sugar. So that's a natural thing too as well. So that's not as bad. But a lot of the other sugars and the starches that that we normally consume, just cutting that out. Like just
cutting the start off with the basic sugars like like soda, Skittles,
right. It's one of the most difficult things you can do. I promise you. But it's after a while, it's one of the most healthiest and one of the most fulfilling things you probably can experience.
Have you tried it before?
I've tried it for about 6 months. Where I cut out a lot of meat, cut out a lot of sugar, And the first 3 weeks, oh my God. I think Sam did it for quite some time too. But the first 3 weeks are, your body goes through a lot. It's almost the same as catching the flu.
Really?
Which, the body aches, the headaches,
wow.
The swelling of the lymph nodes, that type of thing. Like, it was, your body is processing everything and trying to, now it's not getting what it normally gets. So it has to adjust, and the body gonna want what it's gonna want.
Man, it says where the sugar. So you cut no bread, even a little
bit of bread, but
potatoes?
It was mostly meat and mostly just sweets, like sugary foods, cakes, cookies, that type of thing, junk food, and it was hard, bro. But I obviously went back to eating whatever I wanted to eat, but I'm somewhat neutral right now, I would say.
I know it's tough because I did the vegetarian thing for about 4 years, and then about like a year or two ago, I picked back up and started eating meat. I first started eating like chicken and fish, but now I'm just eating whatever kind of meat, man. So I'm trying to get disciplined again.
Yeah,
have some kind of limitations, because I think limits, help us to become sharper.
You gotta make it a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the biggest piece. People think they can, okay, I'll do it here, do it this weekend. I'm gonna take off this day. I'm gonna take off. Nah, you gotta stop.
You can't take off when it comes to real commitments, like parenting, marriage, even work.
It's a real commitment if that's something that you want, and it's healthier too. So in the long run, there's some great benefits from it.
Absolutely, too, so. Man. And speaking of like limitations stuff, I remember seeing a post you posted. You said something about keep your circle small, but keep it sharp. I was like, that's super dope.
Yeah.
How do you keep it sharp though? Because it's easy for people to keep it small. They cut people off.
Yeah.
But keeping it sharp, having other guys or even whoever in the circle that are gonna be able to be sharp to sharpen your sword.
I think that's something that'll happen over time. Obviously, the younger you are, you're gonna think differently. And I said that as a 45-year-old man, keeping my circle small but sharp. Just making sure the people that you are really connected to are, you guys on the same page as far as who you are as a person, the integrity, the respect, those type of things. I think, especially depending on what type of game you in, you get into it to gain, to make money, to have success. And eventually you'll start to see that those things aren't really important anymore when it comes to building relationships. And money is one thing, but for me, respect, integrity, and the way people carry themselves is that's big to me. I'm real big on that. Yeah. I don't want to stand around a lot of flawed people.
Yeah.
That's just something that I hold myself accountable of doing. If I deal with you, I really deal with you. And it's very genuine. When I deal with you, I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah, you got to be.
I'm to 100%. I'm gonna be myself, and a lot of people you start to see they're just not genuine, and the people that you thought they were, and that's cool. That's
because now you know.
Now you know. That's cool, and it's something that you shouldn't take personally.
Yeah, it hurts though, man.
That's one of the scariest things in the world, man. Genuinely loving someone, and you find out some things that so wasn't the person that I thought they were.
Absolutely, man. It sucks, but
and you're gonna go if you live long enough, you're going to experience
just more of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're going to experience it. So with the people that you do have in your corner that's genuine and love you for you, respect those people.
Yeah, and you're a Cancer as well.
Yeah,
I remember that's what Big Sam was telling me.
Yeah,
he was saying that
Virgos. Shout out to the Virgos.
Oh, you're Virgo too?
No, I live with one. That's why I say shout out to the Virgos.
Okay, yeah, there we go. You say
I'm a Cancer, she's a Virgo, so
interesting. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay. I didn't know Trina was a Virgo.
She's a Virgo, yeah.
You know, we're all about home and having that circle and having shelter and safety, like, you know, for the folks that believe in all that. But I remember listening to a podcast with Mike Tyson when he had his, and he said something about life is about like losing. Like you go through life, you're gonna lose a lot of stuff. You know,
right.
Lose your hair,
you
lose jobs, lose money,
lose people. Yeah, you're gonna experience death.
How did you deal with when your dad passed away, man?
That was probably one of the most difficult processes for me to go through, and because he was the guy I would call, and just at any moment, whether it be business, you know, just family. Or just, I'm in Kansas, and you know, just need someone with that familiar voice to, you know, to talk to. So, I mean, it's still a process. You never get over it.
Right.
Like you just learn to deal with it.
Right.
Can't speak for, you know, everybody. Everybody handles death differently, but
for sure.
For me, it's something that, you know, I've established I'll never get over it, and that's fine. That's cool, but
absolutely,
I gotta keep going.
Yeah, what keeps you going? You know,
shit, everything else, life, you know, family, wanting to succeed and wanting to leave something, leave a legacy. Wanting to. That keeps me going. Making sure that when I'm not here, I can go peacefully and know everybody else taken care of. So
yeah, there we go, man. So everybody's taken care of, man. And then I mean, there was something else that said every man should do these 3 things because they're gonna live longer than you, and that's have a kid, write a book, and plant a tree, because those are gonna live longer than you. You know, those are gonna live on. A tree's gonna live longer than a human. A book is gonna live longer, and then obviously your kid, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know, unfortunately, some people's kids, you know. But that's another story. But you know, you should. Those things are usually typically gonna live longer than you. So it's like you should do things to create a legacy.
That's me. That's what I want to do, man. I want to even in the living, even now, like I want to take care of them at the highest level that I'm possible. Anybody that's around me that, you know, is this within my, you know, that circle.
Yeah, man. Man, I'm curious to what exactly the OGMB does, you know, like, because I know you said you guys do marketing and branding mostly for music, but what are the events you guys throw on, and why has it been a long time since you guys had an event?
I started out doing parties. That was how I made my niche, just professionally, just, you know, throwing some real dope parties. And started getting a name for myself here around town, and I eventually moved up and worked with every nightclub in town.
From Heroes to Fever to
everywhere. I did a show, concert, Cotillion, Century 2, Interest. We did work with them. But that was how I got my niche. Just organizing, and a lot of the shows I was on the financial side as well. Right. A lot of artists I dealt with personally, 8-Ball, MJG, Juvenile, Keisha Cole, Far East Movement. So it's just on the broad side. Mystical. The list goes on. Scarface.
So they all came to Wichita.
We brought all these groups to Wichita. Yeah.
So how does it work? Like, what's the process? Like, you define an act and then you reach out to their A&R, their manager.
Well, you can take that process as well, but a lot of the things that we were able to do was built on relationships with, you know, not necessarily the A&R with the manager or DJ. And just building those connections throughout, just moving through the different cities and getting to know different individuals that were so-and-so is connected to so-and-so. Okay, cool. What's up with so-and-so? What's it going to take to bring them to Wichita? And that's basically how it got started. You can go through certain agencies to book an artist, but for us, it was more built on the relationships that we had.
Knowing the managers,
knowing the road managers, like I say, knowing the DJs, hell, knowing the brothers of the artists. Like,
how do you get in touch with some of the people if you don't already know them? Like, let's say there's an actor you want to book, but you don't know their road manager or their DJ or their brother.
You got to find that information.
Yeah, you got to go out and get it.
This day and age is not hard. It's easy with the social media.
Right.
I'm pretty sure and that's kind of, I say easy, but that can be very difficult also.
It's oversaturated.
Well, you may be connected with someone who's a shark who may, you may take $5,000, $10,000 from you. So you have to be careful with that. That's why a lot of things that we dealt with were people that we built. I got your phone number. I don't have to go. I can call you. I don't have to go to your social media. There may be a fake social media page that the person I'm communicating with that's, it just got me for about 10 grand. So, it can be very difficult this day and age. But you just got to move around the scene and the circles locally. Then branch yourself off and not just music events, but festivals people can go to build network. I was big on that as far as the artists in the city networking with each other. Just built on relationships more than anything.
Yeah. What do you like most about the company and doing the events?
The thing I enjoy the most probably is the aspect of I'll give it to you in this example. When I played football, I was marketing and managing myself as a player. The things that I was capable of doing. And there was a process, whether it be college, high school, pros. You have a game on Sunday. There's a process you have to go through, game planning, strategizing for that particular day. Organizing shows and concerts gave me the same feeling or the same. I had that same drive towards that. Here's the end point. Okay, this is what we need to, here's the process. This is what we're going to do.
Super dope, man.
And not realizing I was even doing that when I was in college. But that's why I love the NIL thing that's going on right now. It's certain athletes, I wouldn't say all of them, but it allows them to basically jump into a world now that they're going to be in 4 years later. Right. And that's the financial world.
That's the financial world.
So regardless if they get hurt, if they don't make it on the team, whatever that may happen, if financial literacy needs to be the number one subject, because a lot of those players don't go to. Let's just be honest. They don't go to school for school.
Right.
They go to school is a part of it.
Right.
And you can't knock a person for looking at it that way. Understand? Okay, you may handle yourself while you are in school. You may have an opportunity to do something else, but that it's certain individuals that they don't go to school for school. They're going to school because a lot of times they're trying to create a better circumstance for not just them, but their families and the people around them. That may be all they have. They're not interested in picking up a book.
Yeah.
And
what would you tell like a D1 athlete that's playing right now, and maybe that's what they're doing? They're not going to school just for school. Should they pick up a book? Should they think about the financial literacy? Just in case, like, just knowing the average span of an NFL player.
Of an athlete.
Yeah.
I would definitely say quickly learn the financial literacy part. As far as the school part, you have to have an understanding that this is part of it. This is what you have to do.
Right, to maintain.
Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to play. So that part of it.
Right, because they do that in D1. You have to have a certain GPA.
But you have to have a certain GPA to play. So you have to know how to play the game as well.
It's like a 2.5 at least or something.
Oh, that's in high school. I'm pretty sure it's maybe higher than that in college. Yeah, wouldn't now. Which it should be. Going to classes and learning something is, at that point, if you're in college for something specific, like you're going to be a doctor,
Right.
you specifically need to learn what there is and needs to take to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of it, for that person who's not specifically going to school, like let's say the athlete, you have to understand that you have to maintain this in order to play. And also what that shows you, accountability.
Man.
That shows that I can count on you. Because that it shows on the field as well too, in a lot of aspects.
Right.
So that a lot of times that student athlete who's, disruptive or not in the classroom like that should be, you'll start to see similar things that can be related on the field as well too. So I would never say going to class, don't go to class, or just I ain't going to school.
Be there.
I'm not going to school for football. No, that shows that you are accountable and you can process information.
I remember when we had Dorian on the podcast, he talked about how they literally just told him to pick a major just to kind of pass through so he could play ball. So I don't know if that happens a lot. Like if they just...
It happens quite a bit. Yeah, it happens.
Just to pick something like easy to, that you're not going to have to work too hard, like trying to be a astrophysicist or some kind of...
Right. You're not just...
like
there's a lot of things that
surgeon.
That person just may not want to do. And college is based on what you want to do after this. Like I said, if it's something specific, I'm all for it. Go educate yourself. Go learn from the best. Go learn everything that you need to know to be the best at what you want to do. But school for an athlete, it shows accountability and it shows that you have the ability to process information, whether it be whatever subject. Then you can look at this, read it, you can understand it, and whatever questions they may have for you, whether it be a test,
right?
You can logically process that part of it.
Yeah, I think that's good though, because I work with a lot of youth, and they ask that question. The same question I would ask is, "What's the point of me going to school?" But I think you kind of answered it right there. Like that alone, being able to process information, hold yourself accountable, putting in effort, all that. You know what I mean?
I would definitely encourage someone, that does have that question of what's the point of me going to school, to find something that you want to do. And if information is required for you to do that, then go study, go get that information.
People don't want to put in work, Sam.
Right. Well, that part too. But yeah, it's mostly the people who do say that.
What do you think it is? Why are there people who are just, lazy? Like I know you might have came across people who don't want to put in the effort. There might be people your age who still are stuck where they were 10, 20 years ago.
Bro, it's so easy to do nothing.
It's so easy. It's like so easy to get an F.
It's so easy to be average. Yeah, I mean, look at the world today it is now. You can literally go anywhere you want to go at the click of your fingers. It's very different now. So a lot of the things that we encounter make it easy for us to be lazy adults or lazy parents or lazy kids, or it can be very, very easy. It takes a lot of discipline, to get anywhere.
Man, I think so. I think that's a big requirement of being a man, is to be
100%
self-disciplined
100%.
in like multiple areas, financially, sexually, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Because if you can do that, because there's some people who are a man and maybe they're financially disciplined, but when it comes to sexual, they're over here sleeping with this person, that person, got like 8, 9 kids, what I mean? And now their, marriage is all messed up, if they even have one.
Yeah, man. Discipline is definitely required.
Or even like folks like Diddy.
Yeah, no Diddy. That's a subject too, man. That's
a whole other podcast. We'll have to have
it's
another day. Sam, we have to.
Well, it's. I looked up to Diddy as a young entrepreneur when I was younger. When I say looked up to him, I saw the things that he was doing, and I wanted to pattern myself a label, clothing brand, or just being able to market and brand different products. and being able, licensing deals, those type things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think the biggest thing that we can take from that situation is self-control. And you talked about men in general. There's a very high quality of self-control you have to have if you're a powerful individual.
Oh, man.
Because there's people and there's businesses out there that will take advantage
Absolutely.
of of you being who you are. So it can be easily enticing for someone to grab a hold of that rope of a lot of things that they may necessarily want to do, but it's at your access.
Right.
Whether it be money, women, alcohol, drugs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times money and power those things come with it. So
Right.
it's really a matter of self-control.
Man.
That's
It really is, like self-control, because obviously, being human it can be tough at times. Just like we talked about the sugar, like, man, I'm thinking still like, man, like, that's tough. Like, I already got like a cake up there in the refrigerator waiting to be demolished.
I got so many snacks in my house right now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, especially with the kids too. Like, I be eating my son's stuff. Like,
but I'm at the gym. I'm drinking my water every day. I'm like I said, I'm trying to keep a balance.
Like, drink like how much water you drink a day?
Oh my God, I have no idea. I don't really. I quite a bit. Yeah, because when I'm working, I constantly keep water with me. I try not to drink a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to really just cut it off altogether, man. But I do like a good IPA.
Yeah. I drink it occasionally. I drink some wine. And 4th of July, birthdays, or when I go out to eat the dinner, I may grab something to drink. Yeah. Which I rarely go out to eat dinner. It may be 2 or 3 times a month. Okay. That when I say going out, I'm talking about sitting down. But
right.
There's a lot of fast. We got kids. There's a lot of fast food drop offs and stops that you gonna hit.
Chick-fil-A, go ahead and grab it.
I'm on my way home. What y'all want to
eat? That's so true. Like, I want for the last time, right?
Right.
I'm on my way home.
Right. Exactly. But you gotta have that discipline. That part of life too, man. If that's something you're trying to achieve, which is weight loss or just being healthier, life will definitely take a hold of you at times, man. It's self-control, like I say. Self-awareness and self-control are probably the 2 biggest things that people deal with. It's just self-awareness, and
Why do you say that? Self-awareness and self-control.
Well, I mean, everything starts with the internal battle. Like, you speak to yourself constantly. Everyone does it. Like, there's no escaping it. So a lot of things that you may be telling yourself will translate outwardly in how you do certain things or why you move a certain way.
For sure.
So I think that's where it starts. And
that internal dialogue right there.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't.
Internal dialogue.
Internal dialogue. Yeah, that internal dialogue is important, and try to give that to instill that into my kids, as far as trying to have more intuition of their thoughts, and understanding that if you think a certain way, you're gonna feel a certain way. I think Dion said it the best. You look good, you feel good, you play good.
Okay.
And that's life, brother.
Look good, feel good, play good.
And that's the thing too. People want to, look good. When they look in the mirror, they want to see a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And that's the beginning of it. Okay, I look good today.
Yeah. And I think too, it's like I see those 3 things like interconnected too. Like, maybe for some, they have to play good to feel good, to look good, or they have to, either way, however you want to put it. But you need one of them, because the physical, the mental, emotional, the spiritual, those are all interconnected too. So
a lot of times that overexertion will calm the mind down.
Yeah,
and certain a lot of things too. So I get that. I'm big on that too. If it's whether it be a stressful day or a stressful week, just a good day in the gym. Trina, she's an hour and a half is good for her. She goes to the gym with me.
She be going in.
She's prepared for 2.5 hours when she goes with me.
Okay, that's how. Okay, 2.5 hours.
2 hours at the least. But if I got a good day where I don't have absolutely anything to do, I want to be in there for about. It's gonna take me 30 minutes to warm up. So with stretching and different other things too.
Let's talk about what you be doing there at Planet Fitness, man. What's the routine? Because I've been seeing the stories and stuff being there at the PF, right? At Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it necessarily routine. I'm really getting in there when time permits, or when scheduling out. Okay, how's my week looking? I got to take so and so here. I got to pick up so and so there. Okay, I'll go to the gym here. But for the most part, if I do have a routine, it's just focusing on one body part while I'm there. And if I do want to do two body parts, I'll do 6 or 7 workouts, focus on one body part, and then maybe go over to another body part.
So like just chest, shoulders.
Yeah.
Or do you mix those together kind of?
Some days, just depending on, the time I do have, I'll mix them. But if I'm doing shoulders, I'm focused on every muscle in my shoulder, different ways that I lift, different angles and whatnot.
Right.
It's all really when it comes to working out, shaping muscles. I'm not in there to lift the whole gym anymore.
Right.
So that doesn't make any sense to me. So my biggest thing is just flexibility and just being able to, maintain the weight and to do what I'm trying to. Your muscles gonna grow regardless. As long as you're putting the right nutrition in it, your body will form and you'll lose weight. It'll figure it out. So just focusing on, like my guy, Donald Pettigrew, a friend of mine back home, he said, man, you just got to take it one day at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. One day at a time.
So that's all you can do, man. I focus on one body part at a time. If I got legs, obviously I got several muscles in my legs.
There's so many muscles in the legs, quads.
I'll try to do certain exercises specifically, to flex those muscles. Yeah. Over time, people, you get older, your body, you become less mobile. And the thing that comes with being less mobile is, the slowing down of the heart rate, blood not being able to flow to different areas the way it needs to be.
Right.
So that's a lot of the reasons why I'm big on just activity. Like, this is the number one thing that you need to take care of is your heart.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And the lack of mobility doesn't allow certain things. You can't get proper blood flow to certain organs and whatnot.
Right.
You hear about heart disease and these type of things. Well, there's other things that may cause cancer and heart disease and those type of things too. But you've heard of people not smoking, not drinking, and had just been falling and dying one day. They might have died from a heart attack. It's like, okay, what caused so-and-so to have a heart attack?
They weren't smoking or drinking.
Right. It was something internally going on. Their heart or whatever, we'll speak specifically about the heart. It was just weak. And that can be something hereditary, or that could be something that, over time that the person may just not be doing,
Wow. So I didn't really think about it like that. So you're saying a heart attack or somebody who has heart disease, their heart muscle is just not able to lift whatever they're consuming, like grease?
Whatever not necessarily what they're consuming.
But the stress they might be consuming.
It could be stress. It could be any type of thing. So
wow.
Everything starts with your heart, bro. Getting blood flow to your brain, to everything.
It's right in the center. Wow, the heart.
Everything starts with your heart. So I love to jog. I'm getting back. I used to be into it quite a bit. Stopped for a while, but getting back into it now. And runner's high is a real thing.
It's a real thing, but you feel it.
You can find other ways though, just to increase that heart rate and get that blood flowing, man.
Right.
It's. I just want to wake up every day and feel alive.
Yeah.
I just want to feel my heartbeat I just want to feel, to be able to feel and touch the people that's around.
I was telling that to my girl the other day. It's like, I want to, and I've been doing better with it, and trying to go to bed earlier, but I want to wake up and just feel like I'm ready for the day.
Yeah.
Because there was a time when I would wake up, I'm like, man, I'm still exhausted.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, what helps me, man, is waking up early. Like,
I love getting up early. It's something for me to be awake when everybody else is asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like you got a head start on the day.
A head start, and also too, there's a calmness for me early in the morning when a lot of things are still.
Yeah, and slow and quiet.
There's a lot of stillness because, I go into my job about 5 in the morning, so I'm up at 3:15.
Wow. Where are you working at now?
I'm a contractor now with Staples.
With Staples, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you got to be there at 5?
I'm there at 5 a.m., so.
Dang.
Right. But it took me a while to get to that point. Obviously I had to be there early to, start my day early. But I started noticing that sleeping in for me is 6 a.m. That's sleeping in. Like even on a Saturday.
6 a.m. I'm sleeping in.
6 a.m.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, hold on.
I'm looking like, yo, I'm ready. I gotta get up.
Damn, what time do you go to bed?
Man, that's the crazy part. I went to bed at 12.
Wow.
12:31. That's a Friday, bro. I stay up on Friday. I'm like a little kid on Friday nights, bro.
Okay.
Like, a long night. I'm watching movies.
Yeah.
That's our night to just
chill.
Think about that. I don't have to wake up in the morning.
Right.
And Deuce, I gotta wake up, but I don't have to be on someone else's time.
Exactly. I've been trying to wake up and go to bed around the same time every day, just so then when Monday comes, it doesn't feel so much of a chore. Because if I wake up at the same time every day, even if it's a Sunday, then I know when Monday comes, I'm like, hey, this is what I've been doing.
We hate Mondays. Fridays, just the whole attitude of the world is different.
Isn't it crazy though? Because it's just a concept.
Yeah.
Like a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The measure. It's not even really. It's just a
right. It's the same thing.
It's just
you did the same thing today that you gonna do on Monday.
Other than your job or what you got to do, but it's really interesting. I really love studying ancient cultures because even the word Monday, to my knowledge, comes from moon. Mm-hmm. Sunday, sun, Saturday, Saturn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are kind of things that we would do in ancient times to measure the position of the stars to figure out what time it was. But we're so disconnected from that. How do we even know 7 days out of the week? What if once there was 6 days?
Yeah.
Or what if there was an 8th day? You have another day out of the weekend. But they'll probably find a way. Staples would find a way to make you work 8 days out of the week if there was
if it was a possible way, everybody would.
If there is 10 days a week, they said we need you here 8
10 days now. They said, who is they? Well, they said we got 10 days now.
I could see them doing that. I could see that'd be like a movie. Hey, all of a sudden we got a new day.
I don't put anything over on America or just life in general, man. It's all about what you believe in.
What's your thoughts? I wanted to ask you, right? Your thoughts about the state of the country that we're in now. What's your thoughts, just as the state of the country, man? Because and even as us as black men, do either of these sides have our benefit? Maybe they both do. Maybe they both don't. Not to get too into politics, I don't. But
right.
Just kind of curious to see where you stand on how you feel with.
Well, yeah. The last part of your question about the parties, I don't feel any party has an interest specifically
for us.
For anyone, it's about your vote.
No, for anyone.
It's about your vote. It's about at that particular time, what can I do to persuade you? What policies can I put in place or talk about that are going to persuade so-and-so? Or what fear can I put in the other group to persuade them to come over? As far as the country and where it's at right now, it's a very difficult place to navigate through sometimes. And just to know and understand You can't see what people are thinking. You don't know what's in their hearts. So I think that it's not a thing of good and evil. And that's the thing that I hate about politics when it comes to the individual part of it. One side is evil, the other side is good.
I don't like that.
I don't.
That's that tribalism, It's like, hey, because it used to not be like that. It used to be like, just because if you're a Patriots fan doesn't mean that
right.
You gotta hate the other person who's a Chiefs fan. Like,
and at the end of the day, we all live here. We all got to deal with the same thing. Whatever administration comes along is there. We have to deal with it. The state of America right now is difficult and it's scary in a sense. I don't want to get too far into politics I wouldn't say I'm with either side. I have my, points of what either side does good, or either side does, or what they have done good, or what they have done that I may not necessarily agree with. But it's difficult to see what comes out of people that you thought you knew around this time, with social media being so relevant and people have so much access to other things and whatnot, and it's the propaganda that comes out with it too, with the misinformation that's being put out. And it's as simple as a click of a button. If you send something, and it may not be necessarily true, but it's there to divide the division. That's what I don't like, because Abe Lincoln said it. What did he say? A house that's divided won't stand. But just like we're supposed to be united, we ain't even united, man. Yeah, we definitely.
So it's like, do you feel like that's the intention for us not to stand? Like the divide and conquer. Like, why I got to be two different sides? Why can't we just be one?
Man,
party.
It'll never be that way.
It'll never be that way.
It'll never. And
it's always going to be division.
When I will say this though, when Trump was in office, and the whole "Make America Great Again" aspect, and go back and do your research on this as well. There was a lot of turmoil going around the world. There was a lot of protests. There was a lot of division. And if that's the definition of "Make America Great Again," then I think that's something that needs to be looked at on that side. I know during that period of time, there was a lot. It was a very, very stressful time in politics and in the world, not just here in America, but it was very stressful during that time, and people can speak about. They may have, I'm not sure the right words to even put onto it, but during that particular time, I heard a lot of people say that, well, I gained more when Trump administration was in than I have with other administrations, and that may be true. You may have financially, gained a little bit more, but where are you at right now?
I think it's a lot of identity politics being played.
Yeah.
I don't think the average person, or at least the people that I come into contact with, know any policy.
Right.
Or very few.
That's the most disturbing part.
And that's why I don't really talk about politics, because sometimes I don't know some of the policies. So I'm not going to speak on something I don't know. It's like, how am I going to say who's a better rapper if I don't listen to either one?
Right. Exactly.
I just see them as, okay, they did that in the public and they did this. Like, it's like, what? It's like
arguing who your favorite rapper is,
and you don't even listen to their music.
Right, you don't even listen to.
You just saw their interview on Jimmy Fallon.
Well, that may be your favorite artist, but you never listen to the artist that someone else may have said, "Oh, nah, so and so is better than him."
Right.
Well, no, he isn't. Well, based on why you don't think that? Because he isn't. Okay.
That's the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, that was.
Because there was a lot of Kendrick fans. I had a friend. Shouts out to Trey. You know, I was like, because I like Kendrick and Drake, but I asked him, I was like, I asked Trey.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, I put you on the spot, bro. I don't even care. I was like, bro, what's your favorite Kendrick songs? He listed all songs with Drake. I'm like, bro, do you know those? Drake was on those songs?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, bro, like your whole argument was just dismantled. Like, you just listed.
Yeah, that was a music thing, man. I think. I think that record, in my opinion, was so big that it became a phenomenon. Mainly due because Kendrick is a West Coast artist.
Absolutely, I've been saying this for a while. The West Coast is so loyal.
The West Coast itself is a totally different culture.
Whole country.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's
a whole country.
And I think he had that aspect behind him that just made that song turn into a phenomenon.
Absolutely, I knew right when because he never really hopped on the upbeat DJ Mustard kind of West Coast Bay Area beat. When he did that, I was like, because I was like, man, Drake he's the guy who's gonna make a diss track, and then the DJ's gonna play it in the club. You can't really beat that. Kendrick changed my perspective to that. Kendrick beat Drake at his game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, dances were created to it. You got the whole culture of the dance in LA.
I feel so sorry for Drake.
And walking, like it gravitated to something that was just bigger than what Drake was as an artist.
Right,
and just the whole culture. And the West Coast was. When people look at rap, especially now when you're looking at hip hop, it's really controlled from the aspect of what we're hearing of a lot of Southern artists.
Right. It's that 808. That's a very Southern kind of 3-6 Mafia kind of vibe, right?
Just the whole vibe and what it's been, what we hear now as far as hip hop.
Right.
Even the early days of hip hop, when the West Coast came along,
you knew when they were there. The bass, that funk.
But it was just a whole. It was just different. Snoop, Dre, Pac, Suge, like the culture that they came from with the gang banging culture, the Crips and the Bloods, like it was. Yeah. It was like we were watching a movie.
So then now you got people who don't even fans of Kendrick, but just want to see the person at the top.
Yeah,
fall.
They just know that one song. They was probably saw it on social media and was dancing to it.
They're like, man, I don't like Drake.
They don't know the backstory. Right. They're right. They don't know the backstory. Right. They just love that Kendrick song and realize that it was a diss track against Drake. Oh, I don't like Drake.
So I like this.
Right, I like this.
Isn't that crazy? The same thing like politics. That's what I think politics is like.
Yeah.
People don't even know, like, oh, well, he sound like my uncle, so I'm voting for him.
Right. Or my dad was a Republican, so I'm going to be a Republican.
Absolutely. You know, so it's identity politics. It's a dangerous thing to play.
It's one of the most dangerous things to play. And when I'm seeing a lot of people, trying to mix the two with politics and religion. And I kind of step away from those conversations.
Yeah, I go to the bathroom literally.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope. Like religion should be a way of life. Like there's nothing Christian about politics.
Right.
Absolutely nothing Christian. So for an individual, and I've seen this to say, you're not a Christian if you vote for so and so.
Oh, really? Okay. Or like what Biden said, you're not black.
Yeah, same thing. Like
How can
that's
they
demonic.
That? You can't say you're not Jewish if you don't vote for me, but you can say you're not black. I don't really like.
Try saying that.
Right. Oh man.
Try saying you're not Jewish
if you don't vote for me.
Try saying that. And see what happens.
Why doesn't that why can't they say that for us, right? But you can't do that with Jewish folks.
I wouldn't know the answer to that. I would look at it from an aspect of that's the way American society has looked at black culture from the start.
They're just kind of using us.
And we're using us, but American culture has, slavery. America was built on the backs of slaves. Like we all know that. And with other communities and other cultures, I hate to even say it, but they look down on the black communities a lot. But, because of a lot of things that, and from the standpoint of like every other culture has taken so much from black culture. And that's no lie when it comes to fashion, when it comes to food, when it comes to lights. You know, there's so many benefits and there's so many things that our culture has contributed to American society and
to the world.
The world, yeah. And it's I hate the fact that it's looked down upon a lot of times.
Why do you think they look down on us?
That's not a question I can answer, bro. To be honest with you, I'm not. I can only speculate.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, of why it may be, you know, things that, you know, they may look at us differently. I think we talked about it on the podcast a lot too. A lot of times the way people handle situations is based on prior experiences, and you may be experiencing an area, you know, that I'm not experienced in. And a lot of times us as individuals, we don't take the time out, or we feel some type of way if you're blessed in an area of expertise and I'm not.
Right.
And if I'm a person that feels like I'm superior to you, then your expertise doesn't matter to me. It just matters. Only thing that matters is I'm superior.
Wow.
And that's America has been built on that type of thinking and that type of culture from the ground up. And I think that's something that has been embodied in American culture, black culture for years, and it's just a huge stain on America that
nobody's even talking about.
People don't want to talk about it, and
yeah, man,
that's that fear that why a lobbyist would want to vote for someone they didn't particularly like, because they're going to lose that control that they so desperately need.
Yeah, especially now with white people becoming a minority.
Yeah,
already as far as the macro level of the world, but now as in the country, think by like 2030, like they will be a minority.
Yeah, and that's not a. I guess they would look at it in any culture would look at it as a bad thing, because like we talked about earlier, they want to pass that thing along from generation to generation, but it's really out of our control. Like,
right, that's now trying to play God.
Right,
and so that's what people like. I'm not sure if you're familiar with eugenics, but like eugenics, that's kind of based on that. Like even trying to like take out certain people who have certain kind of genes or manipulate genes to prolong certain things. But yeah, man, like it's interesting.
You don't have any control over who your daughter or your son is going to, you know, start a life with.
Yeah, exactly. People think that you do.
You don't have any control of that, and their life isn't your life. And I've had kids, so I had to learn that as well too. That, you know, my kid's not gonna follow me verbatim. They have to learn things on their own. They have to experience things on their own. I'll be the centerpiece for them and keep them grounded, and, you know, tell you when you're wrong, and always have your back even when you're wrong. You know what I mean? But you have, as an adult, you have to learn and understand, bro, that your life, your kids have a life. They have a life that they have to live and they have to experience, and you gotta those ropes that you have on them sometimes, you know, you want to hold them tight, but you know, you gotta loosen up on them. Man,
that's so real, because I feel like there's a lot of men, or just even moms too, who want their kids to be just like them. You know, I mean, maybe it might be, you know, and you see that too, like in the sports. Man,
even if it's negative,
that's what's really sad.
Yeah,
it's like, why you want, man? Shoot, that's all.
You doing better than I was doing. One of them type thing. But it's sad, because you have parents, you have people out there
trying to keep their kids, hold their kids back.
You have people, I mean, because they looking at life from the scope of things that they didn't accomplish, and where they're at and how they feel. And
it's sad, man.
seeing your kids sometime, do better than you. I want my kids to surpass me 1,000 times, but some people don't feel that way. And that comes from an individual who stopped growing at a long time
crazy,
ago.
Man. That's because it's like almost now, if that's the case, it's like you see your kids as like a sibling.
Yeah.
I remember I had a client, he got a scholarship to go to Oklahoma, and his mom wanted him to stay here.
He stayed?
He left.
Oh, he left?
But it was a challenge, but she didn't want him to go because she was going to be alone. Everybody else is out the house. She's not remarried, and, he felt bad, and he came in trying to talk about that, like, what should I do? I'm like, man, you got to think about your future. Like, sounds to me like mom might want to be trying to make you a son husband. You gotta let your kids do their thing. Like, especially if he got a scholarship.
Yeah, and if they're being functional, and if they're being productive and
going to school, like he's not going to party.
Right, nourish the fact that they do want more in life. Like feed them.
But like you're saying, some people don't want, or some parents don't want their kids to get ahead of them because because how's that gonna make me feel?
Right.
You doing that? It's sad, but some parents won't actually admit that. But sometimes I hear them say it. It's like, well, you're envious of your kid.
Yeah.
Like if you're envious of your kid, that means that you're not a man, you're not a woman to me. Yeah. You're not an adult.
And you're a therapist. Sometimes they may not even be aware of it, that they're doing that.
I know. And that's the hard part. Yeah. Because then it's like, you saying I'm a bad parent? That's kind of the defense to everything.
Like, no.
It's like, you're saying I'm a racist?
Like, out, it may be something else going on that you may need to talk about so you can clear this up. You know what I mean? We all victims of experiences.
Yeah, we are.
And things that we went through in life, man. But it's all about self-awareness and self-control, bro.
And speaking of self-awareness, and everything, as we get ready to wrap up, like, I've been doing this traditional at the end of the podcast. It's kind of like, what do you see? What would you hope to see in your life when this episode drops? This episode might drop, like I was saying, next year. But like, what do you want to see for yourself? Like maybe the months to come.
Still enjoying life. Still just happy, healthy.
Yeah,
that's all I can ask for. I'm in control of those things, and I think that's the biggest things. Hopefully financially, everything is still on the up and up.
Any like big name artists or artists you would like to bring out to the city?
This in the works. I've been talking to a few. It's been a while since we've done anything. Since I've done anything around the city. I kind of got away from it.
Any reason why, or just kind of growing up?
A lot of reasons. Family was getting older. And kids getting older, more things that they were doing. So
sports and
sports, other activities. So just having to pay more attention to that, and just wore out. Wore out.
There's a lot of work doing that.
There's a lot of work,
nightlife,
and a lot of the work in the nightlife, a lot of dealing with people.
Oh man,
and just wore out from that.
Yeah,
and, I'm always about rebranding. And,
that's big, man. Now there was a documentary you were supposed to come out with too, right?
Still working on that.
Was it Legal Money?
Legal Money.
What's that? So what's this about?
Legal Money basically is the word legal money for me. It came from me, myself, and some other individuals I was working with at the time, and it kind of flourished over to something else for me. It just had a broader meaning for me. And I'm not working with those individuals anymore, but I started the process of a documentary while I was working with them, just doing interviews and having conversations with different people that I knew. But basically what the documentary will talk about and will show is the thin line between legal and illegal money. And there's a very, very thin line between that. The dope boys on the corner, the street cats, a lot of them don't talk to you about the downside of what can come from that life. And I'm big on, now if you're gonna talk about it, if you're gonna be about it, talk about it. So if you're gonna participate in anything that's can cause you to lose your freedom,
Man.
have an out,
Right.
and to understand that you can flip that into something legal. Like you're doing the same thing that a CEO does for a company,
But just in an illegal way.
you're
At a smaller level, too.
You're participating in other things, but the whole concept of products and demand and understanding surplus, understanding shipping, understanding cost, it's the same things that. And those, that's a whole nother conversation. But legal money basically will be a direct look in between the ties from organized crime to the government.
Oh man, that sounds
to how this world has been shaped.
You're still gonna interview several different people.
Even the companies that are functioning legally started out illegally. For instance, the beer industry. That was an illegal thing back in the day.
Wow, yeah.
But due to certain things and laws being changed, it became legal.
Man,
and
I'm now trying to look at a list of. Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
I don't know if it was illegal back then to put cocaine in your Coke, but I would say it's illegal now.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Let's just put a little bit of this.
But
they figured out sugar was more addictive, so they said we don't even need these.
Okay.
And it tastes better. Let's just.
Right. It's way more addictive, but it's going to, talk about that thin line.
Man, so I'm excited to be able to see that documentary. I love documentaries. One day I would love to make one, man. But, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, Sam. I really do, man. You definitely have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, man. Man, you guys reach out to someone and share this video if you made it this far,
the best
man.
One yet.
Reach out to someone and share this video. Maybe the conversation could connect with somebody. But also make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow Sam as well on his social medias. We'll put them below in the description, man. But this is all that we have for you guys, So this is the Fully Connected Podcast. Remember, stay fully connected. And make sure you guys tune into the next episode. For now, we're going to get going. Peace. Stay well. Fully connected.